I suck at introductions, so let's get right into it. You know what? I understand why people do instant reactions. I do. I completely understand it. It makes sense. It's good. It's good entertainment. But one thing I like to do better is wait. Let me wait about 24 hours. Let me just wait to see what everybody else says so I can have even more reactions to not just the game, but to what else is going on out there and what people are saying. And on purpose, I let NBA.com roll in the background because one of the overreactions is right here. MVP ladder Halliburton delivers and grabs the number one spot. So now all of a sudden he should have been the MVP. Went from most overrated player to automatically now the MVP. Don't understand how that happens at all. But okay, I'll let y'all have it. Into the game reaction. Look, we've been here before, and J Dub said that perfectly in his post game interview. We've been here before. And it's probably going to end up being the same series as Denver, where it's going to be a long one, I think, because both teams, despite scoring 111 and 110 points, both teams did not play, in my opinion, their best ball. And as I look here, going directly to the stats for the Thunder, look, first thing, Case and Wallace. I have no problem with Case and Wallace playing on the second wave. I get why he started, but too early, too much gamesmanship shouldn't have happened, right? If you are in the starting lineup, we should be able to rely on you for more than 6 points. And don't worry, Chet Holmgren, we're going to get to you in just a second. Do not worry about it. But Kaysen shouldn't have started. I liked our lineup the entire time when we had Hartenstein, Dort, Williams, Shea, and Chet. Hartenstein, Chet, Dort, Williams, Shea. I like that starting five because you have the size. Maybe I don't know basketball. Maybe there was a reason why Case and Wallace started to be more speedy on the floor. And it worked. It worked for some portion of it when we talked about the defensive side of the first few minutes because they did force a lot of turnovers. I think they forced either 19 or 20 turnovers in the first half. I forgot the number. So it did work. And we did have a 15-point advantage. So I got to say some things worked. But down the stretch, I didn't agree with the rotation for Case and Wallace getting more minutes than Chet, more minutes than Caruso. I don't know if Dagnall saw something in him in practice that was just bolstering him to be a starter. And I got to look back to see if that's the most minutes he's ever played in a game. But that's a lot of minutes for what has been a seventh or eighth player off the bench for us. So some people might disagree with it. But again, if you're going to start, you got to get more than 6 points. Chet Holmgren. I think this was nervousness for him. I think it was a little bit different because he's probably used to the spacing on the floor with Hartenstein also. And I think the rotations played a little bit differently in this. And realistically, what's crazy is we're talking about the whole game. And yes, Chet only scored 6 points. Jalen Williams only had 17, 1 for 4 from three. Chet normally is good for making one of those, 3-point baskets. Chet only shot one 3-pointer last night and missed it. He normally gets a couple of those wing threes that, lead off to a run. Jalen Williams, same thing. He normally hits some of those clutch threes that help to the run. The first one he hit was the pull up. the pull up three on the fast break, and we were like, okay, we're in position to win this game because he pulled that out, and I thought we were too. Uh, I think there was just too much gamesmanship, and I think Rick Carlisle knew that. So players, players wise, I think we have the advantage. We got the better roster. We got the better players. I think Carlisle obviously having been to the finals before and having that experience. I think that's part of the reason why we lost last night is because there was a lot of gamesmanship between coaching, between substitutions, between rotations, and I'll be honest, this is my first time watching a basketball game in which in the finals of the playoffs where there were, you know, 12 in the rotation. I mean, that's a lot of players and Kendrick Williams, I see why you were in and out the game with 39 seconds cuz that was a possession there that I did have a major problem with Kendrick Williams. So my problem with that possession was, and anybody that watched the entire game knows it, he was the only person that I can point at the screen and say he was the one that was playing as if he hadn't been there before. He was playing like a rookie or hadn't had playoff experience because, and I'm going off of memory, but I think they had three offensive rebounds on that one possession and he kept rushing it. It was, hey, we got the offensive rebound. He went right back up and jacked up a layup. And then they got another offensive rebound and he went right back up and popped a I think he shot another mid-range jumper or something like that, or he just kept moving the ball around and just rushed it. He actually didn't shoot it. So he was pushing the pace to rush. And I think on one of those offensive possessions, that ball getting out, clearing it at the top, looking for another play, resetting the shot clock. I think there's a better possession that we could have had on one or two of those offensive rebounds, but he was the one that was kind of rushing us. So that's the one possession I was looking at also. If we're looking at one possession, that's one of the ones we could have won it on. Um, Shea is an MVP. That last shot, he had it. That's his spot. Could have got a little bit more separation and distance, but hey, whatever. I mean, he dropped 38. I mean, he's too shy of a 40 clip. But I'll be honest, I was watching the game last night too, and some of those shots that he normally takes are automatic, and it didn't feel like he had that. It didn't feel like he had it last night. It felt like he didn't have it last night. Um, 14 for 30, 38 points, uh, 7 to 8 from the free throw line, but it just felt like he didn't have true control of the game. Yes, he scored the points, but it took 30 attempts to get there, so it's not as efficient of a night that we normally see from Shea. So, a couple things there. I mean, the lane violation. Hey, it is what it is. You can't blame the refs, so that's something you got to deal with. I'm not going to talk too much into that because, again, we had our own possessions where, like I said, Williams was rushing offensive rebounds that we didn't get back, wide open shots that we missed. Um, you know, rotation, just a lot of rotational errors, a lot of substitution errors. There's a lot of stuff I did not agree with last night for our team. But credit to credit to the Pacers. And I'm gonna tell you who the biggest star last night for the Pacers for me was, or who walks away and gets the I guess gets the like game ball. That man Obi Toppin, bro. I mean, he's the last person I expected to be like, oh, we gotta guard him. That man was 5 for 8 from three. It's just like anytime he had an open jumper in the corner or the wing, bang, he was hitting it. And I was like, oh wow. He's the last person I expected to do that. And nobody killed us last night. Like, if you look at this game, no pacer really had total control over it. And I think it was First Things First that was talking about Tyrese Halliburton's splits if he misses his first shot. He only had 14 points the whole game. I mean, he missed his first shot too, and he was 6 for 13. I don't know. I don't know. Credit to the Pacers. Credit to Halliburton. It was an excellent shot. We've seen him do this entire postseason. So credit to him for knocking that down. Obi Toppin is the MVP of the game for me. 5 for 8 from three, hitting every single open quarter wing that he could. And then play of the game. I know everybody's talking about the Halliburton shot, but that Nimhard cross, step back three on Shea was smooth. Oh, that was smooth. And I hated to say that as a fan. I hated to say it as a Thunder fan, but that was a smooth shot. So credit to Nimhard for that. But we've been here before. We've been here before. As a fan, I'm gonna say we'll win the series. I shudder to say we're gonna win it in five. I don't. Four straight is possible. Four straight is possible. Game two is going to be a wreck. Pacers, you not winning that. I don't care what anybody say. I'll bet my entire mortgage on Pacers losing. Don't care. Now, and actually, thank you, Pacers, because I'm pretty sure the game two line is about to be a lot better now than what it would have been if we had won game one. So that actually might make me some more money in my pocket. So I think, thank you, Pacers, because, yeah, hold on one second. I just looked it up because I wanted to make sure, and it's not in my favor. So the betting line went up from Oklahoma City 9.5 on game one to 11 points in game two. So Vegas is not giving no type of edge. That's the thing. They already know that this is going to be one of those game two type of blowouts. It might not be 30 points, but it's definitely going to be a 15, 20 point win by Oklahoma City. But they got to play the entire way. I think Dagnall's going to learn from the rotation. I think we're going to get some better substitutions. We're going to get some more players out there. I mean, defensively we played a good game, but offensively we got to start hitting some of them shots. And we never got into that rhythm or that run that we normally get into. So that's the thing I'm going to look for going into game two is, can we get a run? The Pacers had, I think, a 12-2 run twice during that game to where we just kind of got that. We kind of traded 7 points for two, 7 points for two. We never really went on a true, legitimate run and never had like a breakaway play to get away from the game and like actually seal it. So overall, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna say the last time, credit to the Pacers. Great shot by Nimhard. Great shot by Halliburton at the end, clutch, and then Obi Toppin. Hey, good shooting, And if it comes down to that again, I think we win. I think, you know, this isn't gonna happen again with Chet having 6 points. This isn't gonna happen again with Jalen Williams is 1 for 4, and also, too, I don't think Dort is going to have 5 for 9 from threes again. So there's a couple of things in this game that I think are going to change up a lot. Shai's points are going to have to come down a little bit to maybe like the 32, 33 range and get some other help from everybody else. And Ness is going to have to come down. He's going to have to shoot a little bit more efficient. If you shoot in 30 shots, you probably got to get somewhere closer to like 50 points last night. And I think if he hit some of those shots, we're in a better position. So no picks, nothing going on yet for game for game two. No picks or anything like that yet. We'll get into that at some point Saturday or Sunday to talk about any kind of picks for player props, anything like that. But hey, credit to the Pacers again. I've said it multiple times now. Pacers get it 111-110 off of Halliburton clutch 2-pointer. Great job by the Pacers taking game one. I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. I think game two, we come back roaring. We win strong. We go back into Indiana. We still won there. At minimum, we come back to game five with two wins. So a 2-2 series potentially. I don't think it's going to go 3-1 either way. But if the Thunder do win 2, 3, and 4, you best believe game five is being taken home. So we'll get back to more reactions. Again, some of y'all just overreacted way too much to game one. Talking way too much about how Shai is talking way too much about our stars and our people, bro. Stop it. So we'll get into game. We'll get into game two. We'll have some more reaction and some more picks coming up later this weekend. This your boy Scales. Talk to y'all soon, man. Let's get to it.